October is full of surprises. Here is your 2024 October surprise playbook. Hey everybody, I'm going over our latest insights over at Map Signals. So there's this phenomenon that happens during election years called the October surprise. This term originated back in the 19th century, but some notable October surprises would be 1968 Humphrey's Halloween peace, 72 Kissinger's peace, even more recent 2008, the record rise in unemployment. 2012 was Hurricane Sandy. You had the email scandal of 16, and then you had the COVID White House outbreak in 2020. So does 2024 have a surprise in store? It probably does, but it might be up for debate if October surprise is a real phenomenon. But what is not up for debate is the spooky returns that are typical of October during election years. So let's go ahead and look at the S&P 500 over the past year. A lot of people are like, oh, it's a huge rally, we never get pullbacks. Well, we had a big pullback in April. We had one in August, and then we obviously had a September pullback. But the notable thing is that these dips, they get bought. And so you always hear us talk about buying the dips. This is why there's a lot of money really trying to buy stocks as rates are coming down. But let's look back at history on October for election years, and here's what's really critical. You can go back to 1928 and we have all of the election year monthly returns. What sticks out to you is that September tends to be negative, and also October, right? There's little jitters that happen into the election vote, and then after the vote, you start to see big, juicy buying into stocks, right? You always hear about institutional investors. They get nervous, they go to the sidelines. Well, after the vote, we know who the victor is. They can go buy stocks again. Here's why this is so critical about October surprise. If you look at the election year behavior since 1988, okay, we're talking about 9 election years. Check this out. The beginning of October, so October 1st through 15th, on average, you see the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000, they're all down. Now, these returns are heavily skewed to what happened in 2008 with the financial crisis, also the tech bubble burst in 2000. We aren't facing anything similar to that. These returns are a little bit more negative than what the median would tell you. But here's the important part. The second half of October, you start to see some stabilization. Remember, we are getting closer to the vote. And then here's where things start to kick off. November and December of election years, you see the S&P jump 2.5%. The NASDAQ's up 1%. But remember, we've been talking about small caps on this channel routinely. Russell 2000 tends to jump. Yes, you can see that 7.3% in November and December. So what can you do? Well, I guess you could buy the index and hope that history turns out like we think, or we can go and study some data. That's what Map Signals is all about, really trying to isolate the superstar stocks hidden in plain sight. So let's go ahead and check out the big buying and selling by market cap of recent data. So September 7th through October 2nd, what do you notice? Small caps, companies of 50 billion or less, that is where the money is flowing. In fact, that's 81% of all of the inflows that we have seen over this time frame. So a lot of money is going into new areas of the market. It's not the Mag 7, folks. Here is a great stock that we've been highlighting a lot in our research. This is Allison Transmission Holdings. I know people don't want to hear about transmission stocks and, oh, that's not exciting. But all we're trying to look for is that stairway to heaven. Institutional footprints that are pushing a stock higher and higher week after week, month after month. That's what we find with Allison. Beautiful stock. Will this be the name to potentially own in an October surprise? Maybe, maybe not, but the key is having a process, getting your stock list ready in case we get some more jitters as we get closer to the vote in November. This is how you make money in the stock market over the long term. So don't be surprised if we get a few ups and downs in the market along the way. Focus on good stocks that's where your portfolio is going to have the best surprise. I will see you guys next time.